when a child takes birth. So that infant doesn't have that motive in life. There is no motive such as an infant feel inside their mind or heart. But yes, when that infant gradually develop, then the prime or major motive of that infant is hunger. Yes, the first and prime motive of our life is fulfilling our hunger needs. And then the child learns gradually to fulfill that hunger, and that child associate their learning and fulfill his or her hunger needs. And after that, when that child becomes a teenager or an adult, what happens? Then we have different kind of or variety of motivation in our life to achieve certain goals, what we want to achieve. And that achievement totally dependent on the motivation, the intensity of our motivation, what exactly we are passionate about to achieve something. And that motivation, how it comes in our life? Yes, that comes in our life through different kind of rewards, what we want to get it, or what kind of incentives we are looking for if we want to achieve certain goals, or whatever the favorable situations or events we get if we really do hard work to achieve certain things in our life. Yes, that motivation really helps people to understand their own intensity or capabilities to achieve something in life. There are several school-going children. There are several school-going children. Those are having different kind of academic achievements in their life, and that difference is created by the motivational factors contributed into their life and their experiences of overall development. When a school-going child is having high kind of motivation or higher motivation, depends whether it is an internal motivation or whether it is an external motivation. Internal motivation comes from your inside. When you really want to achieve something, you are passionate about something, you work hard for that particular thing to achieve in your life. And external motivation comes from the external factors. For example, like your teacher. Your teacher really gives you motivation to achieve certain tasks. Or your parents really give you rewards, gifts, or something favorable things you want them to give you. And that's external motivation and internal motivation both really contribute into your overall motivation and the intensity of your motivation in your life to achieve something or to succeed in the goals. Yes, today I am coming with the topic, what are the 10 mistakes or what are the 10 parenting mistakes that ruins your child development. Yes, there are 10 parenting mistakes parents do unknowingly that ruins the child development or that ruins your child overall performance, and you really don't know why your child is not performing well in the academic achievement or in extracurricular activity. So here is a quick look that really helps our child to be a very good overall performer. Yes, that is his or her confidence level. We parents unknowingly lower down the confidence level of our child. And how we do it, right? We exactly say to our child most of the times during his her studies or in the extracurricular activities or in the day-to-day activities that child is doing in everyday task. What we exactly do, we say to our child that you are not capable enough to do these things. You are not going right. You are not doing the things in a right way. We pinpoint the child every time that low down the confidence level of our child. And unknowingly, we really make our child low, that he feels inside that he is not or she is not capable enough to perform well in his or her academic studies as well as in the extracurricular activities. So we parents should appreciate our child whenever we see that our child is performing any task, and we should not pinpoint every time to the wrong things he or she is doing. We should say calmly that the other way is the better way in comparison the child is doing right now. So when we compare that this option is good or this way is good to perform this task, in this way we are not directly hitting to the child for his or her decision to performing any task. So we have to create a surrounding which is very much cooperative environment to boost the confidence level of our child. That is the first point. I really want that parents should appreciate the child's decision, the child's performance, and we have to tell him or her side by side that how he or she can improve or upgrade the current achievement. In this way, a child will not feel inferior in performing his or her task. Yes. The second important point is, which is very important, that unknowingly we parents do compare our child with other students and other friends of him or her. What we do exactly when your child is or our child is not performing well and he is not up to the mark what we exactly want our child to be, then we compare to the other students. Then this child is doing so good work. This child is so good in academics. This child is good in maths. Or we compare to our relatives' child also. That the uncle's son is so good and he is or she is scoring 90 plus or 95 plus or 100 plus. But do you know that what we are doing exactly? We are comparing our child and we are creating a negative influence in his or her mind, and that leads to the inferiority complex to our child, where he feels himself or herself underestimate. Unknowingly, we parents underestimate our child's performance, and that leads to the child's behavior negatively, and this leads to the experience a child feels where a child is not performing well, because every time when you compare him or her, he or she feels that you are not, as a parent, thinking about him or her performance. You are comparing, so means you are not satisfied with his or her current performance, and you are not so loving for him or her, which is negatively influencing his or her behavior. Maybe he or she can become rigid, stubborn, and rebellious in his or her nature. Yes. The third important point is, we parents want our child to study all the time, yes? Or we want our child to sit for the study selfie. But do we give our time also for his or her studies? Do we really care when we sit around him or her while he is doing his studies? Or we are busy on phones, or we are busy in laptops, or we are busy in tabs, or we are busy in something else work while he or she is doing some task, or probably we have given some task to him or her to perform. We should provide a serious approach to him or her studies, because when we are serious towards his or her studies, then definitely a child will feel the same. John Locke, a famous psychologist, said, "A child is a blank slate." A blank slate means whatever you write over there, that's written on it. So whatever we write on our child's life, or whatever we want that our child should learn, the same behavior we should adopt. Otherwise, he or she will take it lightly, as we are taking his or her studies lightly. Yes, the appropriate timing is very important if we want our child to achieve something in his or her life, or to achieve something academically. And the other factor in the appropriate timing is, we really want our child to sit for studies when we are free, right? But that's not a good idea, because when we are free, it doesn't mean at the same time child wants to learn or want to sit for studies. Maybe his mind is on the different activity, probably such as it is the timing when he wants to watch the TV, or he wants to go out to play, or something else activities he wants to do. So we need to see when the child is really having interest to study in a daytime, and according to his interest in a daytime, we can decide and we can sit with him or her to make his or her study. The fifth important point is revision and practice. Yes, revision and practice plays a very vital role into the academic achievement as well as in the extracurricular activities if we want our child to do or to perform any task. Because when we do not make it habit as a revision in our child's life, then he or she may forget the things soon. So when we really make a practice in his or her life and we make a schedule for him or her as a revision or as a practice, or we take any test weekly or quarterly or alternative days, then definitely it's gonna help our child to perform in a good way, because he or she may have a good kind of pressure on him or her to perform on a week basis or on an alternative day basis, where he or she may want to achieve some score in his or her subject, and he can analyze, or even we parents can analyze that in which subject our child is good or in which area he or she needs to improve. So it is very important to go for revision and practice session with our child, where we can analyze and see the scores of our child, and we can see the strength and weakness of our child, where he or she needs to perform. The seventh important point, what we parents do exactly, is we always complain. We always complain about our child's behavior, probably in front of our relatives, in front of teachers, in front of any person. And even when you are with your child at home also, we always complain about his or her behavior, that you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that, you should do this, you should do this thing in this way. Why we always pinpoint? We should give the freedom and liberty to our child to see what is right for him or her, or what is wrong for him or her. So, when we exactly always complain the behavior of a child may feel inside that you don't love him or her, or you are not feeling good for him or her, or he or she is not according to the expectation of yours as a parent. So he or she may feel in this way. So it is very important that you should give this way out for the overall performance of your child. The eighth important point is balance and fun. Yes, as a parent, we want our child to study all the time. We want that he or she should study every day, or probably for long hours, or we think that is very good for him or her also. Yes, that is very good for the academic achievements, yes. But do we have to teach our child to be balanced between play and study, or fun and study? Because the fun or play is very important for a child, even for his or her overall development. We shouldn't teach our child every time that study is the only focus area that he or she have to concentrate on. Yes, it takes a very vital role in our life as a student to achieve good in academics, but yes, extracurricular activities and other factors also play a vital. The ninth important point is providing freedom and little space to your child's life. Yes, when you are a parent, you have to provide a little space to your child's life that he or she may take the decisions in a proper way, can be self-independent for his or her own behavior, or probably he or she can lead to a good decision maker in his or her future path. Yes, when you provide a little space or freedom to the life of your child, then he or she may understand that he or she has to take the decision of his or her little things, and probably that's gonna help your child to be an independent in his or her behavior and in his or her decisions even. So providing little space or providing freedom to your child give a valuable solution where you feel as a parent and your child feels that you are not nagging on each and everything related to you. The ninth important point is give freedom or a little space to your child's life. Yes, when you provide little space to your child life and you provide the freedom to perform any task and you are not nagging on each and everything related to your child, then he or she may take independent decisions for his or her own life. You are not always telling to your child that you should do this thing and you should do these things in this way. You should tell, yes, but in a very limited way, where you have to create the environment for your child where he can or she can learn in his or her own way, where he or she can understand that what is right for him or her or what is wrong for him or her. So providing little space or freedom gives a better understanding to the child for his or her solutions. The important point is authoritative and parenting style. If you are having authoritative and dominating in your nature, then you have to change it, right? Because when you are authoritative and dominating in your parenting style, that ruins your child overall development. Because when you are that kind of personality, you are a bossy parent. So in this way, unknowingly you are making your child aggressive, stubborn, rigid, and the person who are very less communicator or may lead to antisocial behavior also. So in this way, you have to think in this way that you shouldn't control your child's behavior all the time. You should provide the liberty or a little space to take the decision in his or her own life. So in this session, I really wanted that you recommend or suggest if you want me to provide you more content regarding the psychology effects or the issues related to that. I'll make the video accordingly. If you have any suggestions or recommendations for the content you want me to provide. The session is going to over and I'll come with another session very soon. Thank you for watching me. If you have liked my content, please like it, subscribe it and share this knowledge to everyone. Thank you.